Hi, Aline.
Hi, Giovanni.
So, hi everyone. I'm Giovanni Fraschini from Culturit, and here with me is Aline Albertelli, as well from Culturit. We are Bocconi students of Law and Economics, and we are here today to talk about fragility of reality. So this huge topic, and we'll try to cover something interesting about it. So here is something to start with to introduce the topic and in general our lives. So the violence that the lockdown carried with itself at the beginning of March of last year hit many aspects of our life. From one day to the other, we simply found ourselves locked in our houses. So no more work, no more parties, no more religious ceremonies, or even sports for some aspects. Some were unintentionally forced into months of solitude, while others were holed up in close contact with family members. For some, it was a chance to slow down, while for others, it meant taking on far more pressure in their work or family lives than usual. The walls of the place in which we lived suddenly became the borders of our existence, marking new limits and forcing us to change our point of view on the world inside and outside them, even if perhaps the expression I have just used is not the most adequate. We had to find new routines and adapt to them. Our reality got completely transformed, and the way we used to look and experience things had a complete turn into something new, something else that weren't unexpected, but which now has become our new habit.
Hi, I'm Aline, and now I'm gonna present Culturit, which is the reality that brought us here today. Culturit is a network of university students, professors, and professionals present in 12 Italian cities. We are from Milan, and it works on actual, innovative, and high social impact projects aimed at enhancing Italian culture and the strategic industries for the Italian economy. We do so by leveraging on our network, creating new connections and opportunities among students, professors, and professionals. This is what connects us to Particle. This desire to bridge communities, close gaps. We do it through consulting project, training, and development of soft and hard skills. They do it through art, offering immersive and interactive experiences. I would also like to thank Caterina Farnia, a visual illustrator who will join us today and help us visualize our thoughts through her sketches and illustrations. Moreover, I would also like to thank the UniKL and Sunway students who are joining us today for this episode. Before starting, I have to ask you if you can go to Slido and type the access number you will now see on screen, or you can just use the QR code that you will see on the screen. This is really important, as we will use this tool to ask you some questions during this live. Also, we invite you to jump right into the conversation and share your thoughts through Slido or directly from our website. To start, we would like you...
Yeah.
Maybe...
Maybe we wait some seconds for people to open Slido, and then we can start with our first poll.
Yeah.
Okay, so first pool, what is reality to you? So this big question, so because obviously we have to start from something, and obviously this is not something easy because reality means such hundreds of things different, obviously, but it can be interesting to start from seeing what you think about reality. The first thing you think of, so existence, okay? Because we all have our routine. This is a big topic, big connection we are gonna analyze today. So the relationship between reality and routine, how we live it.
Actually, I see the word routines. Like, it's actually the first thing that came up to me and Giovanni when you first were talking about...
We got the point.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about, like, every day we have to wake up to, like, brush our teeth. We have to, I don't know, if we have a dog, give the food to our dog, and then, like, go to the university, unless you are in the COVID period, so you have to stay you probably stay in your pajama and watch your class, uh, your your classes from home. And let's see which are the other one. Your house.
So from our friends of Malaysia, what do you think of? What's the first thing you think of about reality?
Reality to me is actually the present moment and existing in the present moment.
Okay. Okay, so you just think of what's happening right now, not the all content. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
That's interesting.
far from my point of view. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah,
something
actually,
I would love to be able to do.
also because I was talking with my mom this morning, and she told me something like, your routines, what you do usually, makes you, no? So
Okay, yeah,
actually makes your reality. And I don't think it as a present, because the routine for me is something I build up with time. And it's something that, of course, I build during my life, during my period of, like, during certain period of times. I never thought about it in the present. And to go on, like, do you think that your routines can be fixed, completely fixed? Like, did you ever feel your routines were something untouchable?
No, I don't think so.
I think that when you talk about routine, I think like human beings are always changing. Like it's like in our survival instinct to keep developing. So I think routine is always changeable with this. So like what you used to like 5 or 10 years ago might change. If you want to define yourself only by your routines, I think you will always be confused because from time to time, a part of these routines will change, then another part will change because you will keep developing.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
glad
totally
because
agree.
these are the same things we talk about when we started to think about this live talk. So the idea of developing, of being able to survive these instincts we have in our nature, and so probably we can say that there are some, maybe not things that are fixed in our life, but the approach we have towards things, that is what define us. But yet, obviously, things change. We cannot have the same thing we have 5 years ago, but actually also 1 year ago, so before COVID, so something very, very near to us.
Yeah, actually, we started thinking about reality and the thing that is not fixed. Reality, just as our routine is not something fixed, can change from one moment to the other, or is actually constantly changing. When we looked at the picture of Maria Rapicavoli, in
Yeah,
which we see a light entering into this room, and we thought, actually, that light will never be the same. Every day it will change. It's not only because the sun turns, but maybe because we just turn in the moment, in the wrong moment, and it will be 5, and maybe the wind moved my curtains, and so I haven't been able to see it. And just
yeah,
as the light changes, also our reality.
yeah. The sun will always be there. We hope, obviously, but the sunlight itself is not. So it's impossible to have the same exact type of sunlight we have in a certain moment. So yeah, that's a metaphor we thought for reality itself, and also routine. So that some pieces are fixed, but you have to complete it with what is particular to that situation you are living.
Yeah. And
actually,
yeah.
I'd like to add 2 points. One is bad news for you. Scientists are expecting the sun, like the particles interacting, I don't know, after like 40 billion years to stop reacting, and then the sun will go down off.
Yeah.
The other thing is, just to be on the same page, do you, like when you talk about reality and routine, do you feel like it's the same thing or it's intertwined?
Intertwine, I would say intertwine, because in fact, like still on the picture, when we talked about it with the artist, because we had the chance to meet the artist and talk about it, she saw our point. Like she understood what we were saying about routines and everything, also because she writes in the chapter, every day I had this meeting with the sunlight, with this sunlight. So there was a routine with this light, no? But at the same time, she told us there was the external reality entering in my internal reality, which doesn't mean routine, means two different words, if you want to call it like this, intertwining and meeting. So there was the routine, which is one type of reality, like this is my interpretation. And then there were the two worlds entering into contact and having the meeting. And this is something we see every day, I think, in our life, because we live different realities. With reality, I mean the dimension we are living in, the dimension that is made of our time, our routines, the people we meet, and how we perceive the space we have around us. This is what I mean with reality. What do you think when you like what do you think about reality?
I'm not sure I have a definition for it, but I feel like for me reality is everything out of control. Like, for example, time is running. That's a reality. I cannot stop time whenever I wanted to stop here or there. For example, I want to go to this university, but for example, maybe reality is preventing me from traveling there or going here. I want to do this thing, but the reality is I need like my finance to be stable. So I have to work maybe somewhere I don't like to work at. So for me, like reality is the thing that is out of control, but routine is the thing I build to make the reality easier. Like the routine is the things that are fixed in a period of time that will help me focus on the difficult part that I still don't know how to overcome in the reality.
It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like through routine you adapt, in some way reality.
Yeah, like the routine of waking up, brushing my teeth, having breakfast is something easy. I don't have to think about. But then
For
there is
example,
like, but then like
go
this is,
on, sorry.
yeah, then like this is this problem in my life. Like, for example, how to get this amount of money to get to university, for example. This one, I have to think about it and I have to put a plan. So the time I spend while making my breakfast and brushing my teeth, I don't have to overwork my brain. And like I have a relaxing time that sets me up to the next battle, which is like planning this thing. So this is how routine helps me overcome reality.
And don't you see this like external reality you see, because in the end is what you have to face every day, like this these things that you can control is something you have to face every day. And don't you see your bubble, which is also ours, like the bubble where you can feel safe? Some of so the routines, as you said, also a bit of your reality, like your own reality, the one you control because it's your own. Can you tell it's a reality or no? Would you consider it as a reality?
I don't think reality runs, how to say that? I don't want to say it runs all the time. Like it doesn't run all the time. I think it runs all the time, but for each person, it's discontinuous. Like the times I'm doing my routine, I feel like I'm in this, as you said, in this safe bubble where I'm not facing reality. Once I finish my routines, I actually have to face reality. So I don't think I'm facing reality while doing my routines.
Okay.
So maybe not very. No, I still think they are intertwined.
And
okay, and so another topic we thought it was interesting to talk about when it comes to reality is how we can escape from it. So if it's possible actually to do so. So we start to think of some examples from films like Matrix or Inception, or also even easier. I remember that when I was little, I used to play a lot. I don't know. Let's pretend I'm a wizard or a prince, knight. So this type of you want to be someone else. So just for fun, and I think that this is something that it's also inside our nature, so inside us, as well as this instinct to survive. So, what do you think about it?
I think it's a sort of like a coping mechanism to handle reality sometimes. Um, just to share, for me, like it's watching fantasy movies because it helps me escape the hardship of reality sometimes. So imagining myself as the character in the movie is sort of helping me escape the hardship of reality and helping me get through it. Yeah.
Yeah, the role-playing game. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
like when you're a kid and you imagine you're, I don't know, an astronaut going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that type of kid. I wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, and reach the moon. Yeah.
Totally. And Sarah, what do you think about reality? Like, do you have examples on how reality intertwine with your life, or if reality is your life? Like, what's your idea on that?
So like I have been in no, I mean I was diagnosed with anxiety and panic attacks before, and actually imagining myself some in some in some, what do I call that, like if uh, imagining me um what do I call that? I'm so sorry.
Don't
Um,
worry.
so if I was like imagining myself in a role play, and then it helps me to escape the reality, because having panic attacks, sometimes you just don't know how to control it, and you need to kind of like snap out of the zone, and by having the role play inside your head will help you somehow it's just like that. I think for me, that's how.
Yeah, I think I feel you, because the reality we are experiencing now is so fast, and you always feel, at least I always feel like late, and that I have to go to this at the same speed, and I never reach the same speed of reality, and I always feel backwards sometimes, like with respect to the reality I have around. And it's something that we, as the new generation, are experiencing a lot with globalization, with internet technologies. Everything goes super fast, and you're always late to know the new, like, even just the new technology that has been invented yesterday that will be backward. I don't remember how you say it, but tomorrow, would be expired somehow.
Yeah, about this, we also talked about an interesting concept, the concept of the morning after. And now I'm gonna explain you a little bit. So things change a lot. We are experiencing it during this last year, and it's something that, as we said before, also something we cannot control, but we have to adapt to it. And so I read a book whose title was The Morning After. And the whole idea was that when you experience something difficult in your life, like you lose your job or someone you love, things like this, it's difficult, but there is, because that's how time goes. There is the morning after. So when you wake up the day after this thing occurred, and you have to restart your life, because you cannot do anything else. It's part of your nature, and you must do it, because otherwise you're gonna die. We can say in some way. So you cannot avoid it. And it's probably in that moment that, if you have the strength to do so, the stamina also, you are gonna change yourself, starting from that situation you experience, that loss you have. I don't know if you have something similar in your culture or not, or if you agree with it.
Sorry, what was the thing about culture?
Yeah, so if it's something that you have to this idea of the morning after something happened or not, and if you agree with it, if it's something that you experience also, in positive and negative. We started from the negative aspect, because this book I read was about negative things that happen in your life, but it can also be towards positive things. For example, if you get a dog, or you change school, city, or your diet. So with or without a sugar, things like this.
I think, like, after you make a change, there is always the morning after. But what is the morning after? Like, for example, I'm only thinking of negative experience now. So after a negative experience, like, you find yourself in this new place and you have to continue with your life, and this is the morning after. But actually, like, when you continue with your life, do you continue the same or things change? Like, I think everything we go through leaves like something, like experience.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've just seen that we have a new guest in our call, and it's Akhtar. And hi, welcome.
Hi. Hello. First of all, I'm sorry for the late come. My name is. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Mama Ahta. You can call me Ahta, and I'm from UniKL.
Okay.
Hi, Akhtar.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Akhtar, do you have something to tell us about your reality? Like we were talking about how reality is something that is unstable, something that you have to face every day, and that can always change, since something could happen in your life that changes your life, and then also your reality and the reality that is external to you. And what is your point of view on this? What do you think about reality? Do you see it as something unstable or something where you feel safe, unsafe, that you like because it's
Reality.
ever changing?
Okay. I don't know how to talk, but in my opinion, reality. We facing reality in every day, right? Every day we facing the reality. We learning from yesterday mistakes. We brought the yesterday mistakes, and we bring forward to today, to tomorrow, to make it a better day. Uh, that's it.
Okay. Maybe it's also something that we don't think about that much.
Yeah.
It's something that unless someone just put you in the dimension of thinking about it, you're gonna start thinking about it. Like yesterday night, I was thinking about what to say, and I actually and while I was thinking, my dog arrived and like grabbed my leg to tell me, I want to go out, please. I want to go and in the garden. And I thought, actually, my reality got completely changed 3 months ago, because I've started waking up every day at 6 because my dog wanted to go and outside, because she's small and doesn't know how to open the door, of course. So I have to wake up. But then, and this is in my hometown where I'm now, and I actually was super scared that she would have come and like jumped on me right now during the call. And then like 1 week I go to Turin, to Milan, which is instead where I study. And there is not my dog, but I'm not surprised, because it's the other reality I have, I have two reality that intertwine, because I'm both from Turin and in Milan. And it's interesting to see that we have multi-reality. There is a multi-dimensional reality that we can see every day, because
Yeah.
we have the reality with our friends, which is really close with the idea of personality, no?
Yeah. And this is it's also something that depends where you are and who you are with changes you. So you as you have different realities, you also have different version of yourself depending on the situation, I think.
For
Do
me, I
you
think
agree?
personally, yeah. For me, I think personally that like reality being so fragile and changing all the time keeps me on my toes. Like, the adaptability, it's not easy for someone to adapt. Like, even if you go to a different country and stay, you need to learn how to be adaptable. If not, it's going to be very difficult. So I feel like reality changing as well, and the fragility of it all always keeps me on my toes. Yeah. Keeps me always prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like uh, you have different version of yourself, and you are the sum of them, of the different person, also the people you spend time with. So from your parents, your friends, and so both people and places you live with and in. I think they create you.
Yeah.
They sharp you also. They sharpen you. Yeah.
And before this point, Yusra was making a really a good point on how she perceived the morning after. If you wanna, like, if I can ask you to sum it up a bit, because I don't think I can do it really well.
I was just saying that, like, after every experience we face, every reality we face, there is always the morning after. But this morning after is depending on this experience. Like, was it like changing so much? Then, like, when you go in the morning after, a lot of things have changed. Your routines have changed. Your reality have changed. So it's not about just going, like this experience leaves something inside you that will affect your reality, like, I think forever. Like, it's not like, as you were saying that, like, everything around us sharpen us, like this reality also does its work in, like, changing our routines and changing how we can deal with the morning after.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It strengthens you.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think, like, the interaction between the different personalities you were just talking about and the reality, like, the reality forces you to create these different personalities to adapt to it, and also it it contributes to these like personalities. So it's like some kind of intertwined thing, like the reality affects and gets affected by how we react, like how we act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also really interesting, the comment with from YouTube. And
Yeah.
I
The
don't know
language.
how many languages you speak. If you're like the people, the guests we had during the live personality of languages, I can imagine 5. um, but it's true. Like, I feel sometimes that my personality changes based on which language I'm using.
Yeah, because it's a different mind,
Completely different mindset.
depending on the language. Yeah.
Mhm.
You think differently. Yeah, and so you also behave differently.
I don't know, what is your English personality and your Malaysian personality? Tell us about it.
Okay, so maybe we can have the second question on Slido. So if you want to share again the QR code.
Yeah, going back to the idea of escaping your routine. We were thinking about, like, actually we touched it. You will see the
Yeah.
questions, you'll see the answers, and you'll probably understand. Here we are. Okay, we have 75%, 80.
Yeah, that's people trying to escape from our routine. Yeah. Yeah, because it we already said it, but we it's something that we have inside us. It's impossible not to try to not escape. Yeah, it's you try to escape, but it's not always something bad. It's also like when you're dreaming about something, eyes open, and it's something that probably, as we also said before, helps us to live easily sometimes in difficult situations. And so, yeah, I don't know. Probably depends also, obviously, on different personality. But this is something I do easily, even if I'm a very realistic and pragmatic person, because I also always wanted to be prepared for things. But I also have this impulse to always dream about living things differently, or yeah, try something new. Yeah.
I think maybe like the yes is like maybe like it's not only because we are looking always for something new, but sometimes we don't choose our routines. It's kind of enforced by the nature or the cultures or whatever is around us. So maybe sometimes we try to escape it because we don't like it.
Yeah.
That's very true. Like when you all week you work on something that you don't like, when you do a work that you don't like, and that is your week reality, and then you just are just waiting for the weekend to do something you actually like.
Yeah.
I actually never had a real routine, like apart from the classic one, like lunch, breakfast, dinner, and everything. My family is really not organized. Like it's a completely mess. I have 4 brothers. We'll all have different like routines that intertwine, and then you have to cope with the other routine, with my dad's my dad routine, my mom routine, and it's completely like I've never been used to have a really classic way of like doing things. Completely disrupted. What about you? Like, how do you perceive? Do you think you have to hold your reality really like tight, or it's easy for you to adapt to situation, adapt to new realities? Melissa, for example.
I think for me it's easy to adapt because like I feel like I have had routines before as a working person, where it's very sometimes it has to change a little bit because my nature of work used to be very involve a lot of long hours. So sometimes my routine goes very haywire, especially when I, wake up in the morning and go to work. Sometimes the hours are very unpredictable as well. So that's where I've sort of learned how to adapt to not having a standard routine.
Yeah.
So there were times I did wish for a routine to be standard in a way that I have some stability. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
But now being a student, I enjoy having a good routine every day, the same time of waking up and yeah.
Do we want to have a look to the questions that come up on Slido? Okay. Oh, user, you have an admirer. That reality is given. Yeah. Farnia is not something that we can control, something that we want. It's something that we want. Because that's interesting. It's something that we want, reality. But we want it like as I can think of it, as I don't know, I'm gonna do a quote on Matrix, and when Neo, I don't know if you watched the movie, but when Neo encounters Morpheo, and Morpheo shows him the two pills, and he chooses to actually disrupt completely his reality and look for the truth, the real truth, no? He actually wanted the reality to be his, but I think that many people would have preferred just to keep on with their own reality, because discovery is something completely new, it's completely disruptive, can be scary, losing completely those like point of reference you have in your life, because you discover something completely new. Like when people discovered that the heart wasn't flat,
but
like round. Like it's completely disruptive. Just as Neo when discovered that he was in a bath with cables on him. Like I think that we can see this too. Point.
Yeah, sometimes it's also actually difficult to accept this big change in your life, only because they affect and change your routine. That's it, I think.
Yeah. And Sarah, what do you think about it? Do you create your own reality? Do you think that you are the reality? Your reality is in your hand, or is something?
I am more to a routine-oriented person, and when it comes something that somehow disrupts my routine, I will be very angry about it, because I already planned all those things ahead, and when it goes out of the way, I will be very upset. But somehow, currently I'm staying at my home, and I need to adapt with the routine that I have to fit with my parents' routine, my grandma's routine, my sister's routine, and also I need to take care of the cats. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to cook. So yeah.
Yeah, completely.
So I suddenly thought of this movie called Inception. Have y'all watched it before? So I was thinking about how mind blown I was at the ending. So the movie ends with this top spinning, and whether that particular part of the scene, is it reality or not? And I wanted to know, like, is it really like real? So yeah, that thought suddenly came into my head, and I wanted to control. I think a lot of viewers are the same way, because they wanted to know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to control.
Yeah. We think that we can control everything, but we actually control only if we can our lives. Yeah. We are living in a simulation.
I hope not.
I hope not. Like, my dad once told me. Yeah, my dad once told me we could be in a bubble of this beer of a giant who didn't yet finish his beer. Like my mom, and I was
like the movie with the elephant and the pickle. I forgot the name.
The one with
Horizon or
Jim.
something.
Also the Truman Show.
Oh yeah.
Truman
I
Show.
love that film. Yeah.
I don't know about Horizon though.
No,
I'm
me
not sure
neither.
of the name, but it was like a 2D animation movie or 3D. There was this like a zoo or no jungle where there is these animals, and then there is this elephant that finds this very small flower, and on the flower there is a pickle, and this pickle is actually a planet that have people. And then yeah, they were like screaming so loud and he could hear them, and then like the movie goes on about him trying to save this pickle on the flower, but just the point of like the word could be anywhere reminded me of it.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Actually, I'm thinking like between reality and routines, like how bad would we want to change our reality that we would be uh like prepared to give up our routines,
Mhm.
like at some point, like sometimes in some cases this decision is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's something that we have to think about, like in our life. Like when you choose to move, to look for a new job, or when you decide to have a child. Like it's not our case right now, at least. But when you decide to completely disrupt yourself with a new life that you have to care about, and is something that actually we maybe don't think about it that much, but we do every day. We think about like things that we could do and that will disrupt our routines, but we don't think it like this because we are curious in our like being, in our like
Like to take it to more extreme edge, I'm thinking about not like just making one decision that will disrupt some aspects of your routine, but making a decision that you will change all your life. Just go to a new place, have a fresh start, and how much that would be difficult to change all your routine, all your contacts, everything you were used to. So sometimes, like, I think some people in some cases will have to make such decisions, and like, it's about how bad your reality is that you want to give up all your routines.
Yeah.
yeah. um
Ah, here's the beer.
Cheers, everyone.
let's hope he doesn't really like beer. So
Yeah.
like
So
to conclude, we I have a last question for you all. Like, you're one of those person that would like read the last page of the book before like starting reading it, like, and would you do that also in your life, like Mr. Nobody? Like, would you do that to see which reality you could have chosen, so the different doors that there are in your lives and the path that the best suit you, at least on the pages?
I think I'm guilty of doing that. Like sometimes pick up a book from the shelf and then like see how it ends. Especially with if I'm reading like stories, I don't like sad endings. So if you're gonna make me cry, then I wouldn't get the book. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to read the last page of my life to see, like which decision I would make to affect how my life ends, maybe.
no, I will not be able to do so. even with books, because it takes away the magic of it.
It's different if it is a self-help book or but the story,
Yeah.
yeah.
So for me, I will also go same with Melissa. I will go to the last page of the book to see the ending, and maybe at the middle of the book, at the center of the book, to know the storyline, where I can choose to read it or not to read it. That's in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, I would only go to the last page if the book is boring. So hopefully
I agree,
my
yeah.
life is not boring. So
It's a good point, a really good
yeah,
point.
I also think like if I see the last page of my life, like if I'm succeeding, then I will get lazy because I will be like, oh, it's inevitable, I will be succeeding. And if I'm
Yeah.
not succeeding, like to reach my goals, then I will be like, I'm not gonna reach it anyway. Why work?
So
So,
what? Yeah.
so I don't
Exactly.
want to see the last page.
Yeah,
Yeah. The result will be the same. Yeah.
like want no.
No.
But then maybe you read like Train Spotting, where every chapter is the life of someone else.
Yeah.
And what do you do at that
So you
point?
cannot know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm someone that gets bored easily. Like, not bored, but has always. I need to do many things, and otherwise I'm not satisfied. So I think that my book would be so confused that I wouldn't get the end.
It wouldn't help to read the
No.
last one, the last page. Okay.
That's very interesting.
Okay. So I think that we can also meet Caterina, our
Yeah.
artist, illustrator for today, so we can thank her for her amazing job.
Ciao, Caterina.
Hi.
And okay, so thank you all. That was very, very interesting. We share some amazing ideas, and thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katrina.